Hey guys, welcome to part 2 of the weekly diecast haul. Like it's in part 1, really good haul. And yeah, let's crack open some cars. Starting off with is the 1964 Austin minivan. Cool little minivan. I think it's a nice little casting. So yeah, nothing too crazy. I like the rims. I like the front decal on the grill there. No rear, but that's alright. It's still a nice little Austin minivan though. So yeah, I'm glad I found this one. So that's really cool. I mean, Mini Cooper, not minivan. Next up is the 1965 Austin minivan. This is the minivan. Cool little van as well from the car. I like the way it looks too. I love those rims. Pretty cool decal. No front decal, that's okay, or rear, but still a nice little van. So that's awesome. New minivan and the Mini Cooper over there. So cool to find both of these. So that's pretty awesome. So that's a nice little van. Next up, the only mainline Hot Wheel I found this week. It's a 1986 Toyota van. It's a pretty nice little van casting. I like the way it looks, that retro 80s theme to it. Rims are pretty nice on it. I like that front end. No rear there's rear decals too, which is really cool. So yeah, it's a nice van casting, can't complain. I like the way it looks. So yeah, that's a nice little casting. So that's awesome to find. So yeah, that's a really cool car. Gotta find that van. Next up is from the 56th anniversary set is the tuned 83 Chevy Silverado. I like this little casting. For a tuned casting, it's not too bad. I like the way it looks. Rim's pretty cool on it. I love that front grille. Engine up right there. And I love that bed too, which is pretty nice. So it's a nice little tuned Chevy Silverado. So it's cool to add this to the collection. So I like that. Next up is a car I'm just adding to the collection. It is Dale Earnhardt Sr.'s anniversary set. I know the windshield is pretty yellowed out, but I've had this car for a long time. But it's a nice little car. I've had this for a very long time. So I'm just adding it to the main collection. But it's an awesome tribute car to Dale Earnhardt Sr. So cool to add that to the main collection. Next up are some NASCAR Authentics, starting with Chase Elliott's Lamar scheme from last year. Really awesome scheme from 2023. Thought I would never find this scheme, but I did this week. Anyways, here's Chase Elliott's Lamar scheme from last year. Really awesome scheme. Love the way it looks. I like this year's too, but this last year's was just a great scheme. Love how the 9 looks. I love the Lumar scheme there. I love the flames. It's a nice car. Really glad to add this to the collection. So it's an awesome one to find. It was an awesome car to find. Really glad to find this one. So yeah, it's an awesome Chase Elliott Lumar 2023 scheme. Next up is Kevin Harvick's Darlington throwback from last year. I'm glad to find this one. It's a pretty nice car. I know it's not the best paint scheme ever. It's not really a throwback, but it's not that bad. It's a pretty nice little Sunny D throwback kind of deal. The real car though looks a lot different. But I think this is a nice little scheme. I know it's not what's supposed to be, but I like it. It's not that bad. It's just cool to have another Kevin Harvick car, especially for his last year. So I like this scheme. It's not that bad, but I've seen worse. But it's still a nice little scheme. So I'm glad to add this to the collection. And yeah, that's a nice little Kevin Harvick throwback from last year. Next up, this is a really cool throwback. It's Joey Logano's 2022 Pennzoil paint throwback scheme from last year. Just a cool car. I love this paint scheme. I'm going to do a throwback to it. And plus it's for Team Penske, so it fits really good. And for that reason too. Just love the way it looks. I love that front end, that Pennzoil there. The 22s is really cool with the blue and red and white. Just love how that looks. It's an awesome car. So I'm really glad to find this one and add it to the collection. It just looks really good. So yeah, this is an awesome car. Awesome Pennzoil throwback. And yeah, this is a really cool car. So I'm really glad I have this to the collection. So that's really awesome. Next up, this is an awesome throwback to Kevin Harvick. It is Austin Hill's Bandit scheme. Really glad to find this one. Really awesome Xfinity car. Love the way it looks. I love that 21. Love the flamage there. The rims are really cool. Front end looks really nice. It's an awesome Austin Hill car. A throwback to Kevin Harvick. Just really like this car a lot. It looks really good. But yeah, it's a really cool paint scheme, so I like this one a lot. Great throwback to Kevin Harvick. And yeah, I'm just really glad to add this into the collection. Next up is Sheldon Creed's Whelen number 2 Chevy Camaro. Really awesome paint scheme as well. Love the way that this car looks. Really awesome throwback. Love the 2 with the blue and white. The rims look really. The Goodyears look really good on this car. Love that front end. Just an awesome throwback to Kevin Harvick. So I really like the way this car looks. Just a nice looking car. Really cool scheme. And a great throwback. It's definitely my favorite throwback of the 2 Kevin Harvick ones. Just looks really awesome. So I'm really glad to find this one and add it to the collection. So that's really cool. Next up is some new Gold Series, starting with Alex Bowman's Excelta car from this year. Which is right here. Really cool car. I like how that they had a night and day scheme last year, but I will admit this scheme is definitely better than either one of those schemes from last year. So it's cool to add this one to the collection. Really cool car. I love that Ally scheme, the digital look it has to it. The 48 right there. Really like that front end. The rear looks pretty good too. I don't know why the suspension's like this, but that's how these cars are made sometimes. But yeah, the car looks really good. Those blackout rims. The front end is really awesome. And but yeah, it's a great paint scheme. I'm really glad to find this one. So that's really awesome. Next up is William Byron's Raptor scheme from this year. Also a great, I think it's a pretty nice paint scheme. I know some people don't like it, but I personally don't mind it. Yeah, it's not as good as last year's paint scheme or the year before's, but I don't mind more green than black and white this year. I think it looks pretty interesting. So yeah, I think it looks pretty okay. Like, I like the matte green on it. I like that front end. The 24 with the Raptor scheme there is pretty cool. Rear end is not that bad. It's not that bad of a paint scheme. I think it looks pretty okay. But I know if some people don't like it, but I personally don't mind it. I think it looks pretty good. But yeah, it's a pretty nice paint scheme. I like it. Me personally, I do like it a lot. So next up is Alex Bowman. William Byron's Exalta car from this year. I think this is an okay scheme. I understand why people don't like this one, because I think that's the only mark I don't like about it too. But it's not that bad of a scheme. Like, yeah, I understand why no one likes this. But other than that, the paint scheme, it looks pretty good. I like the flamage on it. I like the white on it. And it just looks like a pretty good scheme other than that one black part. But it's not that bad. I've seen worse paint schemes, but I think it looks pretty decent. I personally like it a lot, so I think it looks really good. So that's a pretty cool Exalta scheme. So I do like this scheme. And yeah, it looks pretty good for me personally, but I understand someone doesn't like it, but I personally like it a lot. So that's a pretty good William Byron scheme. Next up is Chase Elliott's Hooter scheme for this year. I like this Hooter scheme a lot. All 3 next-gen Hooter schemes have been really good. I personally like 2022 the most. But 2024 is definitely the best of the 3. I think it does look like the best. And yeah, it's just a really cool scheme. And I really like it a lot. So yeah, that's an awesome looking Hooters number 9 scheme. I really like the orange and the black on it with the bird right there, as always. It's just a cool scheme. Just looks really nice. Just love the way it looks. So yeah, it's an awesome Hooter scheme for this year. Just like the paint on it and everything. So yeah, it's a really cool scheme. So yeah, I'm really glad I picked up this one for this year. So that's awesome. Next up in the last gold series for this video is Kevin Harvick's Budweiser #4 throwback to his championship win in 2014. Really cool to finally add this to the collection. Love the way this car looks. And I don't have the original WSS version of it, but this is still really cool. Love the way this looks. The Budweiser sign right there with the Ford symbol, #4 right there. Just a cool car. So I'm really gonna add this to the collection. Love the way it looks. It's a cool Ford Mustang Budweiser car. So this is just a really awesome car. So I'm really gonna add this to the collection. Just an awesome Kevin Harvick throwback he did last year to his championship car, and yeah, I'm really gonna add this to the collection. This looks really cool, and yeah, I'm glad I have that added. So next up in the final car is Kyle Larson's #17 IndyCar from Aaron McLaren and Hendricks.com. So glad I finally have this. I got the Nascar stock car a few weeks ago, and now I finally got the IndyCar that he's going to do the double with. So it comes with this card, which is really cool. And the car itself is just awesome. Love the way this car looks. I love the rims. I love the McLaren orange with the Hendricks.com blue on it. Just looks really nice. Really love this car. I love this paint scheme a lot. Just an awesome Kyle Larson IndyCar. Really got to have this, and can't wait to see it on the racetrack in a few months. So really got to add this to the collection. Just an awesome Larson car. And Austin had the IndyCar as well. So just really cool to have that. And yeah, that's all I found this week. Really good haul. Can't complain. Some really cool cars. Some great additions to the collection. And yeah, NASCAR heavy episode this week, but just been able to find NASCAR diecasts the last week or so. So yeah, I hope you guys like this video. For more videos like this, please like, subscribe, notification bell. I'll see you guys in the next video. I'll talk to you guys next time.